What is good, people? Welcome to the MOTO Machines channel, and we do have a horse approaching us. Not sure. So if you can't tell, I'm back out on the Lankeleisi RV800 Plus, 20 amp hour, 48 volts, 250 watts restricted, 15.5 miles per hour restricted, abiding by all the UK e-bike laws. And I've been out on the bike a few times, not really wanting to kind of talk much, just use the bike and record a few bits and bobs here and there. But I've got over, right now it's saying 89 miles, and I've learned quite a bit about it, so I want to give you a more detailed look, and I suppose I've gained more of an opinion. Not enough for a review yet, but definitely my opinion has changed. If any of that sounds of interest to you, then stick around. Here it is then, the RV800 Plus Lankeleisi Fat Tyre Electric bike. They're 26-inch wheels, 4-inch wide. You got the Bafang 750 watt rear hub. Bafang's pretty well known. Although it says 750 watt, it's actually restricted. You got the front and rear suspension. It's adequate. Done a bit of a suspension test, bouncing it up and down, compress the forks, sit on it, down the step, tried a bit of a bunny hop. It's all adequate for the budget bike it is. You can't expect too much, considering, look, there's quite a lot there. The brakes, well, they are hydraulic brakes, thankfully. And they work really quite well for straight out of the box, if you ask me. Done a few brake tests, emergency stops, and I didn't have a problem. Obviously it would be nicer with a bigger front rotor, but straight out of the box, for what it is, I don't think you can complain. The headlight, I've been out and given that a test. That surprised me. It's a real nice beam, a clear, good spot in front of you, big enough to not need any more. Do you know what I mean? It works really well. I'm surprised they didn't actually give me any kind of rear light. Never mind. So again, the light, it surprised me, passed with flying colours. The battery is a 48 volt, 20 amp hour Samsung cells. And it's really easy to take that battery out. You just turn the key, battery drops, flick the catch, lower it, and then remove it. Got to let him past. Oh, dust. Where was I? It weighs 36 kilograms approximately. As it's got triple clamps, you expect to be a little bit restricted on your turning circle, but I'll tell you what, this has got a really good turning circle. It surprised me. makes it feel more agile than it looks, and it looks quite pleasing to the eye, especially when you ride by. But I really like the, you know, the colours, the black forks. I think these are called Sachens or something like that, but them being black's quite nice. Front wheel is quick release. As you can see, I've removed that rear mudguard. It's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. The LCD display is really clear and very user friendly. Last time I was on this, I went out to do a hill climb. The hill apparently is about a mile long. I've never confirmed that, but it's quite a good gradient. It's a nice climb, nothing too major, but I did see a statistic saying what that average hill incline is, and this hill sort of fitted in that category of what most people's hill climbs would be like if they were commuting or riding around for pleasure on something like this. Average, yes, I know if you live in Wales and all your hills are going to be massive, but that's a different story. We're just going on about the average hills, and they don't have that many around London, I don't think. Let's start with a good old hill climb then. It's just long, so it's really going to test that motor. I'll be able to see if it gets any heat problems. I'm sure it won't. It's a bafang. It's just pulling up here so strong. 15.5 miles per hour exactly. Yeah, just tearing it up, no problem. The top, I can see it, but it's still quite a distance away. I didn't even have a fully charged battery. Oh, it's dipping a little bit now. The bike's slowing. I don't think there was much of a change in incline. Go down a little bit now. Could be getting battery sag. Full bore all the way up there. 15.5 miles per hour, all 250 watts. Oh geez, we've got a massive lorry now. I'm going to have to back off. Give the hazards. Nice driver. He noticed I'd give him some space. Well, no faults pulling up that hill. Again, that passed with flying colours, as you'd expect, but it did pull up there really well. It's a very torquey little motor, considering it's restricted. And when I got to the top, I checked for it. Although the weather's not hot yet, I checked the battery and the hub's temperature, and there was nothing to write home about. I probably should have mentioned I got a stinking cold. I've had it for a few days now. Just feel bunged up, all in my sinuses. Also, the 7-speed Shimano gears, yeah, they're nothing special, but what I do really like is, again, you can give it plenty of leg power if you want that exercise. It tops out pretty quick, so you can put in a lot of leg power if you wish. I like to put in a little bit of leg power, a bit of effort, try and do a bit of exercise, kill two birds with one stone. Overall though, like I said, I've got over 85 miles on it now. I've got no complaints apart from that side stand and the grips, because if you've got sweaty, clammy hands on a hot summer's day, then they could cause you a bit of a problem. But all these things can be easy enough fixed. I think it's really well put together. The welds are nice. It's got quality components. It looks nice. It's pleasing to the eye. I think this has definitely got to be the best or one of the best bikes in this price bracket. Now then, I'm just going to hop back on the bike and go for a little ride. One of the main things I forgot to mention is how comfortable it is. With that larger seat, dual suspension and fat tyres, it's just so smooth. Oh, and the motor, the way it kicks in with the pedals. There's no jerk. You do have that pause, you have to do about half a pedal before it gets going. That's when I think on these small motors that are legal, you should be allowed some sort of throttle, because it would make it safer, especially if you've got to pull away from traffic lights and you're in the wrong gear. But that's not today's topic. Yeah, this is just so smooth. I did notice the motor when I first got on it. They've programmed that from out of the box stock as very manageable. This bike just wants to roll. Roll, baby. Why am I trying to twist that throttle? Doing work. Disconnected that for legal purposes. But it's very natural to just, for me being a biker, to go for a twist throttle. I was looking at those steps. Oh, it's dropping a little bit to 15, 14. Oh, we're losing a bit of speed. Oh, pass that test. Crikey, I can hardly read that writing. Some of it's worn off. Born, I can see 1793. Somebody Francis, Earl of Juice, born Cot. Born not, God knows. Jesus, all that old writing, I can't read it. Weird little thing though, look. This used to be full of fish. They've cleared it out. And the door, I'd love to go in there, I wonder what's in there. That's what gets me, I'd love to just bring a scaffolding board down. 2. One you'd probably snap, well, one I would snap, unless you weigh like Ant-Man's nutsack. You need 2 boards. I can read a bit more there. This memorial fountain was erected by Henry John III, Earl of Juice, and Julia's wife, daughter of James Horton, Langston. 1870 AD. That might tell you a bit more. It does. I didn't see this. Limestone fountain. Just decorative. Decorative. This village was only connected to the mains in 1960s then. Water. Look at it. Wow. Could you imagine having to build something like that now? This wouldn't happen. Just thought I'd show you that quickly. Just saw that. What the hell is this? Megalithic structure out here. It's just a memorial, a memory thing. Look at it, peculiar looking thing out here. Just cruising on this thing, it's brilliant. And why I mentioned those stones, it reminded me of the Hawk stone. It's what that popular cider brand's called now, and it's because of the Hawk stone here, which is Neolithic. It's older than Stonehenge or any of the other sites. It's only a stone in the middle of a field or something like that. I sort of got a rough idea where it is now. I've known about it but could never locate it. I've always been looking for it, and I've seen it on maps now, and I've got a good idea where to go. I'm going to go there when it's when the weather's better. I find it really interesting just to think that what was happening in this area when they were putting those things up. God, that was years ago. Today I've just been going up and down hills, just either going up a hill or rolling too fast down one. Genuinely, I'm finding this bike brilliant. It feels so stable, it's planted, it's comfortable. The power and range would suit the majority of people. I just can't find any complaints. Another thing is, it only comes in two colours. One's this colour and the other's some sort of fluorescent greeny yellow. I preferred this one myself. And the frame size is, well, there's only one. That's why the bars are quite high, but it suits me. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm used to always being hunched over in that sort of downhill position. Now I'm in this nice cruising position. Apparently it will fit people up to 6'5". I'm 5'9" or 5'10", about that. I'm average. Kingham, because the king of ham used to live here. That's where it was invented. No, I'm not sure about that, but what a funny name. You won't be able to tell, but these roads are usually pretty bumpy on my other bike. This though, I can just sit down and lap it up. It's not a problem. And another thing, as you can tell, it's pretty silent. It is actually silent, I forgot to mention that as well. Slight bit of a as you pull away, or it gets up to its revs. It's nice and quiet. I just had to pull over and change the battery. I'm gonna have to start wrapping this video up and start heading home, I think. But one more thing I haven't mentioned is the range. The claimed range is something like 90 kilometers. I think that's something like 50 miles. Believe that if you wish. But there's so many variables to consider when people ask you about range or what is the range, that I haven't got any answers yet. And that is another video I want to do, because I got this bike for a while, so I'm going to give it a good range test, especially when the weather gets a little bit warmer. That will give me a good idea of what this bike's capable of. But like I said, I'm going to start heading home. I want to wrap this up now. Hope you enjoyed this upload, and thanks for watching the Motor Machines channel today.